Welcome to the ENFLP, the Egyptian National Football League podcast. My name is Muzzy.
And my name is Abdo.
Abdo, welcome back. Abdo's back, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm back.
Thanks for last week, by the way.
No problem.
I really apprecied what happened there.
It happens.
You know, I was very grateful for Yasmin stepping in.
But she was terrible.
I just leave that to a matter of opinion, okay?
I think that's over the line.
Whoa, that's a different voice. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new voice. We have a third co-host joining us. Let's give a warm welcome to Hussein.
What's up, guys?
Clap, clap,
How's it going?
clap.
How's it going?
Hussein, welcome to the ENFLP.
Thank you. See, I had the same sort of opinion as Abdo, but I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna say that I was sexist.
So both of you did not like.
I took it a different way.
So both of you didn't like Yasmin.
Nah, she was good, but I was just being an asshole.
Yeah, but she did a great job. You know, she gave me the history of why the Packers were called the Packers. What did you do? What did you do? Okay.
I provided the comic relief.
Yeah, that's all you did. That's all you did. First week, that's all you did, and then second week, you weren't even around. Okay.
I was in a bunker.
Yeah, exactly. You left me behind, dude. We had a deal that we're gonna do this every week.
Man,
and
but
you left
I was
me
in a
behind.
bunker.
A bunker?
I was getting up to date. I was watching. I wanted to give you a reason to have me on this podcast.
So you did your homework and
So yeah,
you leveled up.
I watched everything.
Wait, so you missed the podcast to watch more games?
Yes, that's a sort of dedication.
That's noble.
That's pretty.
That's
pretty
dedication.
Hussein, this is your first week.
Thank you. Yeah.
Welcome to the ENFLP. Hussein gonna help us out a lot. He's gonna make the show a lot more interesting because there are three voices now. I think all three of us have different voices.
I have a very special voice.
Are we talking about like tone or like opinion?
No, just in a matter of like I think when someone's listening, they'll be able to tell who's saying
who?
what.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Right? Like you're not gonna get
so.
confused.
Nah,
Was that a really stupid question of me to ask?
No, I think that's a fair question.
I think that's a terrible question.
But I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. Sometimes maybe someone's gonna think that me and Hussein have a similar voice. You know what I mean? Is that do we have a similar voice?
That person is an idiot.
All right. Well, Abdo told you don't get us mixed up.
Yeah,
right?
person
if you get
who
us
would mix us up, fuck off.
Well, that's a bit extreme. Don't stay with us. Don't go anywhere. All right. So let us get started with week 2. The first game was the Jets at the Bills. I talked a little bit about this game last week. The Jets winning 37-31. The Bills firing their offensive coordinator after the game because they went 0-2. What's that about? Okay.
After 2 games?
After 2 games, they fired the offensive coordinator.
They hit the panic button.
Murtada Mansour style. Man.
Yeah, exactly. Murtada Mansour style. But what's the reasoning behind this? You scored 31 points in a game. And you fire your offensive coordinator?
Fire your defensive
Yeah, exactly. Your defensive coordinator let in 37 points. Wait, who's the defensive coordinator?
The coach's brother.
Yeah, and who's also helping with the defense? The coach himself. Yeah. So that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
It seems to me that hitting the panic button after 2 games shows that you're in a franchise that's not secure with what they're doing.
Exactly. And the thing is, like, okay, you can't make the argument of, well, the offensive coordinator wasn't running the offense that I wanted to help my defense. You can't use that argument because he was a run-first offense, which is exactly what Rex Ryan wants. They were the number 1 rushing offense last year, okay? They're doing exactly the same thing this year. Nothing has changed. So why all of a sudden are you panicking and firing the offensive coordinator? Just a scapegoat tactic. And, you know, I'm so over the Ryan brothers. I'm so over them. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm so over them.
It's funny though because I was impressed with some of the things that the Bills did on offense.
Right.
You know, like Tyrod Taylor had 300 yards. He had 3 touchdowns.
Wow.
You know what? I love this guy.
300 yards. And
I
loved how he was playing.
Do you still have Tyrod Taylor on your fantasy team, Abdul?
I never did.
You never did?
I never did.
You tried to trade for him,
yes.
right? And I convinced you not to because Jameis Winston was better. But then Jameis Winston's had 4 interceptions this week.
4 interceptions. But like the week before he had 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, but
and he got 25 points.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe okay. So
he's inconsistent.
I didn't screw things up for you there.
No, you did because you made me not take him.
I'm sorry.
I want to take him.
He sounded so sad.
Because I am sad. Because he knew how much I wanted him.
All right. I'm sorry. It's okay. Maybe you'll get him one day. Maybe you'll
Another
get him one day.
really good thing about the Bills was Marquise Goodwin.
About who?
The Bills. The
Bills?
Bills offense. Marquise Goodwin absolutely torched Darrell Revis on a long touchdown. He had 112 yards and a touchdown on the day for 2 receptions.
That's pretty good.
They have one of the most explosive wide receivers in the league. And like you said in the beginning, the offense did put up numbers, so
Yeah.
it seems suspicious.
I need to watch more of Goodwin, honestly. He's really interesting. The Jets obviously had a good offense. I talked about them last week. I'm not going to get into that again. All right, let's move on. Oh, boy. I can't believe we're starting with this one after this. The Saints at the Giants. All right, me being the Saints fan, I'm going to go ahead and start.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start with this. The Saints defense, believe it or not, actually had an amazing game. Okay? We created 3 turnovers in the first half of that game.
When was the last time that happened?
Are the Saints team?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't even remember.
How long have you been watching the Saints?
I have to really look for that to find it. How long have I been watching the Saints?
Yeah.
15 years. It's happened for us before.
Yeah.
But I don't remember the last time that happened. And the thing is,
so how long do you think you're gonna remember this one?
Forever.
Yeah.
Like the first 2 games with the Saints right now have been very memorable for me, and that's why the beauty of being a Saints fan, because every game is kind of crazy. It's always entertaining. The offense of the Saints couldn't produce any points off those 3 turnovers, which is absurd because you have Drew Brees there, and again Sean Payton lost a close game. So, whatever. I'm over. Okay, I'm over this. I'm over the Sean Payton era. I'm done.
Oh, okay.
At last.
I'm done with the Sean Payton era. No, I'm really done. Week after week, you lose close games. Nothing's changed from last year. I think he's going to get fired at the end of the season if we have a losing record, and I think he should. And you're not preparing your team to win games. Last second, the Giants have the ball. Eli Manning throws a deep bomb down the field. Our rookie cornerback was right next to Ted Cruz. And instead of just swatting the ball down to get a 4th down and get the ball and maybe we win the game, he decides to go for an interception. He decides to go for the flashy, immature play. And Ted Cruz, being the veteran that he is, just snatched the ball away from the air. And we lost the game because of a rookie who wasn't ready for situational football. And I blame that on Sean Payton, because you have to be in a position to teach your players what to do in situations when they happen. And that's why the Patriots are so good. Because Belichick is all about teaching his players and making sure that everyone knows exactly what they're supposed to do in any situation that could occur.
Honestly, to give the Saints a positive, I'd say the defense did a really good job today.
We didn't
keeping the Giants to 16 points is a good job.
Dude, they didn't let a single touchdown on offense. The offense didn't score a single touchdown. They scored a blocked kick return and field goals. That's the only thing the Giants did. Okay? So the Giants didn't win that game because they were good. They won that game because the Saints weren't executing.
But do you think that it's possible that the offense is going to come together and then coupled with the defense, which showed us something this week, you have a good season?
But this is a game following the game they had last year where each offense scored 101 points combined. The 3rd most in NFL history, okay? So both defenses coming back after that, they weren't going to let that happen again. So both defenses played really, really well. The Giants' defense played well. The Giants' defense was the reason why Drew Brees couldn't do anything.
And that's a surprise.
And that's a surprise because who stops Drew Brees, you know?
And especially not the Giants' defense.
Yeah, exactly.
The worst in the league last year.
Yeah, but hey, they look like they're changing as well.
Yeah.
So maybe this game was just supposed to happen this way.
So it's been a letdown in New Orleans.
Yeah, it is, and I think it will continue to be. Honestly, we'll get to what they will do next week, but it's been a massive disappointment. Massive disappointment. All right, let's move on to the Titans at the Lions. This game, I'm very excited about.
Yeah.
Because I'm very happy about.
DeMarcus Murray got a lot.
DeMarcus Murray got 89.
It's DeMarco, guys.
DeMarco Murray got 89.
DeMarco, yeah.
That's why Hassan's here, to correct us. Dude, you know how many mistakes we made in the first 2 episodes?
Me?
Both of us. Not just you. Both of us.
مش طريقة.
I made more than you, for sure. I made more
because
mistakes.
you're speaking
Yeah, like I made more mistakes
More
than you,
than me.
and like if I go back,
that,
I know.
Yeah, as a listener, I'm troubled by that because I trusted you guys.
It's fine. I mean, we're learning. Listener 1, 2, 3, listener 2, 3, 4, and listener 3, 4, 5 are okay with it, so I'm okay with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're our main 3 listeners, so I'm okay with it. Anyway, the Titans came back to win this game against the Lions. The Lions kind of imploded during that game. I'm very happy that Mariota was able to come back and win this game. Very sad for Stafford. He had a pretty good game.
Yeah, but the interception he threw.
Yeah, the interception threw in the end. That kind of ruined things for him.
Yeah.
But the best play of the game, the Stafford truck. Did you see the Stafford truck?
Yeah, man. I saw.
Wow. Have you ever seen a quarterback truck a player like Matthew Stafford trucked a player like that?
I think I did.
Where? Who? Besides Cam Newton, okay, because he's doing that every
Okay,
game.
Khalas, you can't say that. Have you ever seen a
Stafford, man. Who imagines that Stafford
I
can do
haven't
that?
seen a quarterback do it that way, no.
Yeah, Stafford is pretty crazy,
it was a monster
man.
truck. It was like a running back truck.
Maybe it's Detroit.
That play.
I love the Detroit hate, by the way. By the way, I just want to say that I thought the Lions were going to be the worst team in the NFC North. It's obviously the Bears, and I am a Bears fan, and I can say that honestly. But watching the Lions, like I think they're a much better team than they were last year.
Right.
And I think it's important to notice that they lost. They had 3 touchdowns called back because of flags.
Yeah.
They are a much better team than the Titans.
Yeah,
they lost this game.
Yeah, they did.
But they were a much better team than the Titans on the day.
But
I don't like this phrase, they lost that game. I never liked it.
Yeah.
You lose because the other team won.
Right.
And that's it.
But in the NFL, that's not the case. In the NFL, there are so many games where you lost it because you lost it.
Yes, that's
You know,
every single sport in the world. You lose because you lost it. You didn't perform.
No,
Right.
it means
And the other person performed, so you won. That's it.
when it comes to something like penalties, which is like the offensive lineman jumping on the snap count on the play where you scored a touchdown, for example. That's just you shooting yourself in the foot. The defense didn't do anything.
That's still you not performing.
That's fair.
That's you
fair.
not
That's
being
fair. Look, I think
flawless.
But that shows, you're both right, because that shows the beauty of American football, how much of a team sport it is.
Yeah.
That 2 members of your team can do really well in your quarterback and your receiver and throw a touchdown pass, but one member of the offensive line might negate that touchdown because he held or whatever, causing a penalty. So that even just shows more how much more teamwork you need in American football. That you really need everyone on the same page.
No,
you know?
I agree.
Yeah.
And by the way, I like this word, negate.
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 I like it.
Yeah?
I'll use it.
Okay, let's see how many times you use it this episode.
Okay.
Quiet game from OBJ. I gotta say, quiet game.
Are you going back to the Giants game?
Oh, I'm sorry, I did that unintentionally.
Oh,
Yeah.
snap!
I did do that.
Yeah, I was wondering when you said OBJ, and I was like,
No, none of this game.
what be happening?
I went back to the Giants game.
Yeah, you went back to the Giants game. I'm sorry, I didn't mention.
I just heard. I was hearing people in my mind like, did they not mention OBJ and they talked about the Giants?
Yeah, that's why I didn't really mention it, because nothing really happened for him in that
Yeah,
game
one
for me
good
to talk
catch,
about
I
it.
think.
Look, I can talk about it, okay? We had a really good cornerback, Sterling Moore. For me, I didn't know anything about him. I didn't know what was going to happen. He was man-marking OBJ the whole game. Odell Beckham Jr. was getting marked by Sterling Moore the whole game.
Yeah.
And he pretty much held him in check the whole game. He had a few catches here and there, but other than that, Moore won that competition.
That's really good news for you.
The cornerbacks of the Giants and the Saints won their battles.
And he's a rookie, more.
No, he's not a rookie.
He's not a rookie.
Yeah, he's been around.
Is
for a while.
OBJ's hype dying out?
No.
No?
No, he's full height.
But he had a lot of drops, man.
Yeah.
Dude, the Saints and Giants game, I know we're going back to that game, and that's pretty bad of us to do, but the Saints and Giants game, they had so many. That game was based on drops. The reason why offenses weren't playing that game well, because receivers were dropping right, left, and center. Kobe Fleener, the Saints tight end, dropped 5 passes.
Kobe Fleener's a fucking joke, dude.
Yeah, so...
I had them in my fantasy.
I find that guy really funny.
I had him in my
Really
fantasy team, man, and that's insane.
I don't even want to tell you how much
To
the
me-
Saints spent for him, honestly.
He seems like a bro who just like wants to play ball, but
Yeah.
he's not really a ball player, you know.
We
That's
spent,
kinda how I
I
feel.
think we spent like $30 million
Over 4 years?
over 4 years for him. It's crazy. Crazy pickup. All right, guys, let's move on to the Cowboys at the Washington team.
I have no idea what happened in this game.
You have no idea what happened in this
No.
game. This was a very tight division game, okay? Me and Yasmin were talking about, by the way, how ironic it is that the Cowboys are playing the Washington team.
That's very ironic.
You know? Like, I never actually realized that until she said it. I never realized that the Cowboys always play the R word against each other every year, and they're in the same division.
And they won.
Yeah. So the Cowboys won 27-23.
Are they winning historically as well?
I think historically the Cowboys are dominating the R word team. Yeah, for sure. Kirk Cousins, 364 yards, 1 touchdown.
Sorry, dominate is a really good word for ethnic cleansing.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, they're putting us in that situation. It's kind of awkward.
Yeah, it's really awkward. I don't get how. Like,
I
sorry,
don't-
just like sidetrack. I don't get how like all of America is just chilling with the whole ethnic cleansing of the Native Americans thing.
Oh man,
Like it's one of those things that is so fucked up that they just don't want to mention it a lot,
right.
and that's why they keep the Washington team's name because they don't want to admit how messed up their history is. That's really all it is.
But is it? I don't know if it's about that. Is it more of just like they're happy? I feel like there's a sense of pride about it.
That they
Honestly, no. I feel like there's a sense of pride of their ancestry. Like their ancestry is very brutal, and it's very like messy and
No, I'm
evil.
saying-
but
yeah.
they're proud about it.
Who,
Like, I don't
who are
think
you talking about?
Americans.
Americans,
I'm
yeah.
saying Americans are proud of their history.
Yeah.
No matter how much darkness is in it, they're proud of it. Like, because that's what made them who they are. So they don't look back onto it in a sense of like, oh, we did really evil things. We should be ashamed of it.
Yeah.
They have the audacity
But
to be
honestly
very proud
speaking,
about
who
it.
didn't?
Yeah, I'll give it- I'll agree.
all ethnicities did it. Yeah.
Look.
There's only one.
Yeah.
There's only one.
Tread lightly, guys.
There's a few actually. And the more I think about it, the more that it hits me that like, no, there are a lot of civilizations and countries that looking back, they're not very proud of what they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of them.
Like we're getting into really a lot of
Look,
politics
I don't-
talk.
just get it on.
This is not what we're talking about
We'll have
here.
that on the.
This is the ENFLP, the Egyptian National Football League podcast. P does not stand for politics. We're not gonna get into this. Please, let's stop it right there, okay? Can we talk about the game? Kirk Cousins, 364 yards, 1 touchdown. Dak Prescott, 292 yards, 0 interceptions. Very close game. The three-headed monster of the Cowboys offense all performed. Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, and Des Bryant. It's exactly what they want to see, and it led to them winning 27-23. The difference is...
Ezekiel Elliott is a rookie.
Yes.
And Prescott is a rookie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So they're playing 2 rookies.
exactly.
And they're both very good.
Hey, as long as Tony Romo's not there,
Fucking douchebag.
we're all happy, right?
Yeah.
As long as Tony Romo's not there.
Tony Romo needs to retire. All right.
Yeah.
He's done.
They have Prescott now. He's going to be the QB of the future.
So, Washington started the season 0-2. Hey, we picked Washington to win this division, you and I, Abdo.
Yeah,
I would
but
disagree
it
with
can
you
still
guys.
happen though.
Because
Because what did you say about this division?
it's
close.
It's close, and
It's close.
you lose a lot of games to win a lot of games.
But you guys know when the last time someone won the division starting 0-2?
Yeah, I know the percentage of being in the
The
playoffs
percentage
is
is much
like
less,
12 or 19%. I get it.
But it's not 0.
Yeah, it's not 0. That's it. I'm honestly, I don't think they're gonna win anymore. But you never know. You never know. All right, let's move on to the Kansas City Chiefs at the Houston Texans. I put this game as a very big game.
Eh?
I put this game as a very big game in my book. So I see these teams being really two strong teams. What ended up happening is that it ended up being a very defensive game.
Yeah.
Very, very defensive game. Defense controlled the game throughout. The turnovers in this game told the whole story. Whenever,
Peters got 2.
yeah, Marcus Peters of the Kansas City Chiefs got 2
Yeah.
interceptions. Good for him. Second-year cornerback.
Yeah, and all the teams we talked about, their defense.
Yeah, for sure.
It's insane. Yeah.
And this
The
game
things-
was
the
all
things are-
about the
yeah,
defense.
Exactly.
You had turnovers controlling this game. Whenever a team had a turnover, they scored a point. And it ended up being that the Texans just outclassed the Chiefs defensively.
Yeah, and like you had like turnovers, even like 2-point turnovers this
Yeah.
week. There's a lot. There's a
There are
lot.
a lot.
The defenses are picking it up. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the Miami Dolphins at the New England Patriots. The Miami Dolphins lost this game 24-31. Jimmy Garoppolo.
is injured.
Yeah, he's a good-looking man.
Yeah, like Tom Brady.
Man, what's up with the Patriots quarterbacks having like really ridiculously handsome men? You know, what is up with that?
I think it's good for the franchise, for sponsorships, it's money, money making machines.
Yeah, it's odd, dude. Maybe that's how they base their analysis over what makes a good quarterback.
It's like Real Madrid. They sign good-looking players so that they can market them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I don't think Jimmy G is like Tom Brady level handsome. I mean, he's not.
Let's not get into this.
But you guys got into this first.
Briefly.
Briefly. You guys had like a whole rip on it.
We touched upon it. Now you want to go into detail.
No, but you said, what's up with the quarterbacks having all these handsome... Patriots having all these handsome quarterbacks. I'm saying
But we didn't compare the level of handsomeness.
Exactly.
No, you can't.
We're stating an obvious. You are analyzing the handsomeness.
I'm saying it's not obvious.
No.
I'm saying he's not obviously a handsome person.
No. It's Jimmy Garoppolo.
Whereas Tom Brady is obviously a handsome person.
Jimmy Garoppolo, dude. I love his name as well, honestly. I can say that all day.
Is he Italian?
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Is he Italian?
Garoppolo?
think so,
yeah.
Yeah, I think Jimmy Garoppolo is an Italian American name.
Or Greek, maybe.
I don't know.
Garoppolo, you know.
Garoppolo.
He had 232 yards and 3 touchdowns until he got injured, and the Patriots kind of dominated that game until he got injured.
As you would expect.
And then momentum kind of just switched all of a sudden. And Dolphins tried to come back. Tannehill blew up, and he had 387 yards, 2 touchdowns, but his 2 interceptions earlier gave them too much of a dent for them to come close. But good for the Patriots surviving that one.
Yeah, the Dolphins have been giving the Patriots some trouble over the last few years.
Yeah.
But, you know, Bill Belichick is one of the best coaches of all time.
Right.
And I think when you have that on your sideline, even if you lose Jimmy Garoppolo, you're still going to hold on for the win.
So the thing is about the Patriots now is Jimmy Garoppolo being out. If he's out for next week, their first-string quarterback in Brady, their second-string quarterback Garoppolo aren't playing.
Yeah.
Who they would be starting a rookie, Brissett.
Brisket.
Brissett. I don't think
Brisket?
there's a C in that. It's
not
Brissett.
brisket?
It's not brisket.
Oh, brisket. Is brisket like what they
Brisket
call it to
is a
make fun of
food.
it?
It's a food.
No, I know it's the food, but I heard I heard someone
tasty.
call him
I
brisket.
don't think I've ever... What's a brisket? It's a piece of meat?
It's like,
Yeah.
it's like a really
Like
slow
a
cooked
cut
meat.
of meat?
Yeah,
It's like a slow cooked meat.
Okay.
It's lovely.
Well,
I
he's
haven't had it.
Brissett.
Brisket. He's
He's
brisket.
brisket.
He's not brisket.
He's not a brisket.
brisket, okay.
No.
Gotcha.
Brissett went 6 for 9 for 92 yards in his debut after Garoppolo got injured. So that looks pretty promising. Hey, anyone the Patriots put at their quarterback position will play well because they're the Patriots, okay? Anyone who's ever been their quarterback is going to do good under Belichick.
They have a quarterback. I hate this phrase, but quarterback-friendly offense.
Yeah,
Because they throw a lot of short passes to dynamic receivers who can create yards.
exactly.
So it's like he's not like throwing it deep every play, you know.
I like this analysis. Good job,
Yeah.
man.
Thanks, bro.
Good job.
All right, let's move on to the Ravens at the Browns. Whoa!
2 interceptions this game as well.
Yep.
From Hayden.
Joe Hayden, yeah.
Yeah, Joe Hayden also got 2 interceptions in that game. The Browns, man. Abdo, I remember I was telling you about this game, and what did you say?
What?
It would suck to be a Browns fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would suck to be a Browns. The thing is, how many
It
times...
would suck to be a Browns fan.
Yeah, how many times do people say that? Every year people say that.
It never stops being true.
It never stops. It never stops.
Why is there still like?
You know,
Let's see what happened. Okay, the Browns were up 20.
صامدون يعني زي الزمالك كده أنا زملكاوي يعني.
But it's much worse. It's not
I-
as if like they're second best or third best. They're just not good at all. They're never good, you know? It's just they're just the bottom of the pile all the time.
أكنك بتشجع هال سيتي مثلا.
I don't know, Hull City got promoted. At least that was a win, you know? There's nothing to celebrate about with the Browns. There's absolutely nothing. They were up 20-2. And then all of a sudden the Ravens scored 23 points and won the game. They couldn't keep it up. I have no words.
Being a fan.
Look,
I have no words.
The Ravens are a much better coached team. Like, you could argue that the rosters are similar. Like, the Browns have some players on offense, they have some players on defense, and so do the Ravens. But the Ravens have a much better quarterback. They have a much better coaching staff. And in close games versus bad teams, the best coached team is probably going to win this one.
But Hugh Jackson is there. Okay?
Yeah, but it's, like, I'm not convinced, honestly.
It's only been 2 games.
And it's just Hugh Jackman, but Jim Harbaugh is a Jim or John?
Hugh Jackson.
Yeah,
Jim,
I
right?
made that mistake the first
Yeah.
time. I just said Hugh Jackman. I made that mistake.
Did I say Jackman?
Yeah,
you
you said
did.
Hugh Jackman. I did that the first
Jackman.
week.
No, but Jim, I think it's Jim in
Jim Harbaugh, yeah.
Jim Harbaugh has been there
John
for years.
Harbaugh.
John
or Jim?
is it John or Jim?
Let's just say Jay Harbaugh.
Jay
Yeah,
Harbaugh.
I agree.
Coach Harbaugh is one of the best coaches in the National Football League. They have one of the best linebacking groups in the NFL. They have Joe Flacco. He's been reliant ever since he has been with them. The Browns were always going to lose this game. Like, even if they were in this game, they were going to lose this game.
Because they are the Browns.
Because they're the Browns.
They're
Like,
the Browns.
You can't go up against them.
But they okay, we said this, okay? And I think we're, to a certain extent, we are right. They did have a chance to win the game. They had the ball the last second. Their quarterback, Josh McCown. By the way, Josh McCown
I love Josh
is
McCown.
quite a story. I mean, this guy's been around for a really long time. Been
Really?
a backup for a really long
Yeah, he
time.
was at the Bears as well. He was great.
When Jay Cutler got injured with the Bears, he took
Amazing.
over. He did really
He
well.
was really good.
Tampa Bay took him after that, thinking that he could be really good with them. Didn't really work out.
Yeah, but that was retarded because they had Matt McGloin, and Matt McGloin had a lot of potential.
Matt Glennon.
Was it McGloin the one of
McGloin's the
Raiders?
Raiders.
Well,
Glennon.
they have
yeah.
similar names. Glennon.
Glennon.
Yeah,
Glennon.
Glennon.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. They didn't start Glennon over
Yeah, they should have
McCown.
though.
But now they have Winston, so that's all over.
That's fine,
anyway.
yeah.
But no, McCown, maybe he was, like in the beginning of the game, it looked like he could have been the quarterback to help the Browns out and take them.
He would have been if he didn't get injured, which he eventually did.
Exactly.
They could have had a decent season with him.
The consistent quarterback issue of the Cleveland Browns will constantly haunt them. And that's the reason why they're the Browns. Once they fix that quarterback position and get a reliable quarterback, they're going to be fine.
There are two
That's
things.
all they need to do.
It's a curse.
It's a curse. It's the best sports curse ever.
Can I just say that there's something that happened this week that makes it even worse for the Browns, which is, and we're going to get to this later, but the quarterback that they passed on and traded down their number 2 pick and didn't get, Carson Wentz, who plays for the Eagles, looks to be a real football player.
Yeah.
And they have not had a quarterback like that in a while. And so, like, it makes it even worse. Like, the entire fan base is like, we gave up on drafting this guy, and yet again, our biggest problem is quarterback.
Well, Jackson said in the beginning of the season, right before the draft, that they're not concerned about the quarterback position now, that they feel like they have enough weapons and enough players for that position now, and he would rather build up the team now and then look into the quarterback position a year later. So that's the approach he took.
Like, I understand that.
But why would you do that?
Exactly.
Yeah, why would you do that knowing the history of the Browns?
Exactly.
How the curse can suffocate you.
This fan base needs excitement.
Yeah.
That's not an exciting plan.
But so many head coaches before him for the Browns have tried it. That's the thing, and it didn't work.
Yes, but they drafted a fucking fool. Are we allowed to swear on this podcast?
Yeah,
Dropped like 3 F-bombs already.
It's fine.
It's over already.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
If you weren't allowed.
I'll try and keep it PG, but
Carlos.
they drafted Johnny Manziel, who it was almost clear to everyone is a clown, and they're never going to get past that. And now they're going to be afraid to take a quarterback in the first round, in case they fail, just like they failed with Luke Brown, with Manziel, and with Brandon Weeden. And before Brandon Weeden, there was the other guy, and I forgot his name, and I'm so sorry to this gentleman. He's a good guy. But it's 3 first-round picks in a row.
You reminded me now of
that they failed on.
Guillermo. From
Jimmy Kimmel.
He's a good guy.
I forgot his name. No, but they have failed on 3 first-round quarterbacks in a row, and I think that's why they didn't go for Wentz, or they didn't draft.
Because he didn't want to be another head coach who does that.
They were afraid of failing to draft a good quarterback in the first round again for the 4th time.
Yeah.
And that's why, that's why they're a losing franchise, because they don't have courage.
The San Francisco 49ers at the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers, of course, won that game. Was there any doubt that they weren't going to win that game?
But the 49ers didn't get raped.
No, it was 46-27. Hey, every time the 49ers got close, the Panthers would get a bit further. Every time the 49ers got a bit close, the Panthers would get a bit further. It just shows the strength of the Panthers, You can't really catch up to them. But this year, Chip Kelly's offense looked good. They looked good. They scored a lot against the Panthers. They scored a lot. They had 3 turnovers. and that's why they lost this game. But that's what the Panthers defense does. That's just the part. That's just another Sunday for the Panthers, you know. So the 49ers, besides that, they did pretty good. So they just need to fix that defense. Even though we're not going to talk about what they did against the Rams because the Rams don't count. But they need to fix their defense against a good team and get everything together. Maybe they'll do something. You'll never know. Maybe they'll do something. Cincinnati Bengals at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Abdo, can we just say that you're a Bengals fan?
I'm getting there.
You're getting there?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I love the helmets.
One of the worst helmets. I do not like those helmets at all.
Oh my god, they're amazing.
Yeah, I really like them.
I'm really not a fan.
helmets جامدين فشخ.
Alright, I mean you're...
اتكلم في ايه يا عم? I think that they're the best. Like after the Rams, they have the best helmets.
There's too much going on for me with the helmet.
And I like the pads as well.
I like their colors. I like their uniform.
Yeah.
I like the Jungle Stadium. Welcome to the Jungle. I like that. I like everything about them.
Right,
And I think Cincinnati is a nice city.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Based on like Google Images, it's the only thing I know about them.
Yeah.
Like
Have you been?
no offense to anyone from Ohio, but like apparently Ohio is just it's just like not fun, not a fun.
That's Cleveland. Like
Look, yeah, Cleveland, like Cincinnati is bundled in there.
Is it by like a river?
Yeah.
There's the river.
There's a river. That's nice.
that's fun. That's cool.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Does Cleveland have a river?
I mean, I have a buddy who lives in Cincinnati. He says it's a nice place, but I don't know if he's right.
No, Ohio. Anyway, the Steelers won 24-16. Ben Roethlisberger had 256 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had 2 interceptions, but he still won it. He still got it.
That's what Big Ben does, bro.
Like
Yeah.
I feel like the Steelers they deserve the win.
Hey, who's the most impressive player on that team, the Steelers team for you?
The most impressive player?
Yeah,
I think the QB.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
I really like D'Angelo Williams, and you have him on your fantasy
Yeah, I
team.
have him.
And he's
He
getting
surprised me. I didn't expect him to be that good.
For a 33-year-old running back, he's doing
he
crazy.
33?
Yeah, he's 33.
That's
he's
crazy.
He's doing crazy things for a 33-year-old. Okay.
Man.
Last week he scored 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. Most any running back has ever done at age 33 since Jerome Bettis in '99. This week he had 32 rushing attempts. He had 32. He ran the ball 32 times in one game, 94 yards, and he had 38 receiving yards. He's 33 years old and he did all that
That's insane.
with a touchdown. You're not 33. You're lying about your age.
Like, I don't wanna like.
But that's a first. Someone lying about his age.
Yeah, he's definitely lying. He went back in time and didn't tell anyone, and now he's just playing like his 22-year-old self is playing. Okay, the 33-year-old self doesn't exist in our universe anymore.
I don't think they should bench him when
Le'Veon Bell comes back.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't want to like drop a name here, but like earlier this summer, I had a chance to meet D'Angelo.
Oh,
and,
snap!
You know, like
First name basis.
Yeah, like I mean, look, like first one degree of separation and all that, and you know, like I'm not like an expert, but I can tell you just from meeting him that he has what it takes.
He has what it takes.
He has what it takes.
Man, he looked a lot taller. He looks a lot taller on TV than he does in person.
He does in person, yeah.
Like,
I wasn't much taller than him.
What?
I remember being much taller than him.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
What is he? 5'8", 5'9"?
Something like that.
I thought he was like I don't know.
He can't be 5'9" because I'm 6 feet and he was at least 3 inches shorter than me.
Wow.
I would think.
So yeah, but yeah, he's doing amazing things. Andy Dalton
Did really well.
as well. 366 yards, 1 touchdown.
Are they gonna lose a game in the playoffs for the 6th straight year?
I don't know, man. I just they need to win this division. Okay, the Bengals, they lost a really important game right here.
They probably will win the division.
They need to win the division so they can get home field advantage when they're in the playoffs. That's going to be so helpful to them. They
Very,
need
very
that if they want to win a game in the playoffs. So losing a game like this, the Bengals is not going to help you at all. They had very little rushing yards.
Yeah, Giovanni Bernard just scored.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot of rushing yards. You know, he had 100 receiving yards.
On
Yeah.
9 receptions.
Even the touchdown he scored was
Yeah,
receiving.
but I think that's what they do with him. Like,
Yeah.
they just throw small check down passes, like small passes that kind of count like rushing attempts.
Exactly.
You know, like so those 100 yards, he's catching all those balls mostly from the backfield. All right, let's move on to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Arizona Cardinals.
Rape.
Can we not drop the R word? Because I think it's offensive.
The R word?
Yeah, like.
Was there an R word mentioned?
I thought the
You
only
just
R word
just
was
dropped
for
rape
the
3 times.
Washington team? You just said it as well.
Oh, I just said.
Yeah, so that ruined your argument about saying that word. The Cardinals win 40-7. I mean, the Bucs looked good against the Falcons, so maybe I thought they could do something against the Cardinals. But the Cardinals brought them back down to earth,
Yeah.
completely destroying
But
them.
I don't want to take too much away from the Bucs. I don't.
I kind of do. Jameis Winston threw 4 interceptions.
Yes.
If you watch the
That's
highlights,
true.
they're mostly his fault.
I bet
Really
so.
badly
Yeah.
thrown decision balls right there.
Yeah, he was terrible.
Yeah, and he forced fumble where he just ran into his running back.
Look, he's a
He
young.
was all
Like,
over the
that
place.
was weird.
Look,
that
he-
was
he
one
is
of
a
the
young-
weirdest
Yeah.
things I've ever seen.
Like he just lifted the ball up, his running back hit the ball, and the ball just fell. Just clumsiness in offense. Just clumsiness. That ruins all the good work that you've done last week.
Not all of them.
Losing against the Cardinals this way shows that you're not ready yet. Okay, if a Cardinal team, which is the top 3 team in the NFL, beats you this way, then you're not ready yet. You will beat the average teams, but when you go up against the big teams, you're not going to win. Even if they do well and they beat all the average teams and they go to the playoffs and play against the big teams, they'll still get destroyed.
Of course they will. No, but
And
we
that
know
game
that.
showed that.
But like I think that Jameis Winston is a young quarterback. He had a bad day, and he unfortunately happened to have a bad day in front of one of the best secondaries in the league, if not the best secondary. You had Tyrann Mathieu, you had Patrick Peterson. This is one of the best defenses in the league. This is one of the best rosters in the league, period. And so they as a team had a bad day, but Winston himself had a much worse day. I just love David Johnson.
Man kan kiga Arsenal.
I just love David Johnson to me
We all love David
is
Johnson,
the
right?
best.
Yeah.
Is the best running back in the league. I'm going to say it now. He's the best running back in the National Football League.
He's
just
doing
the best.
really well.
He's the best.
He had 98 receiving yards, and he had 40 rushing yards, something like that. That's pretty good, man.
Every
pretty
game,
good.
he has a run where he just catches the ball and then runs past half the defense, giving no fucks whatsoever.
Yeah.
David Johnson, listen to me now. David Johnson gives a fuck.
And remember when we said that David Johnson and Todd Gurley comparison? David Johnson's doing well, and Todd Gurley is not so much.
Nope.
And that moves us into the next game, which is the Seattle Seahawks at the St. Louis Rams.
That's a surprise. The
Whoa.
score was
It
a
was
surprise.
not a surprise to me because Jeff Fisher does this. Jeff Fisher loses the easy games and wins the hard games. And
Yeah.
that's why he's still a head coach. There's no other reason.
You're
And
absolutely
so
right.
we
about
knew that he was going to pull off the win at home in LA with the new LA fans and the new in the Coliseum because that's what he does. He keeps
Okay.
he keeps you invested.
Yes, but the first game in Los Angeles in your home stadium, your players are so motivated to win that game.
Yeah.
They're going to do everything they possibly can to win that game
Yeah.
because they have to win that game.
Exactly.
That as a head coach, you don't really need to do anything.
Not really.
So I'm not going to credit Jeff Fisher
No,
for
of
that
course
win
not. No,
because
no.
they had 0 offensive touchdowns and they had 0 offensive touchdowns week 1 as well. They've yet to score in this
Yeah.
NFL season. They're the only team who hasn't scored a touchdown this season.
Exactly.
Are you kidding me? There's no way Jeff Fisher deserves any credit.
At all.
Any credit.
Look, and as a Hard Knocks fan, I have to say that watching Jeff Fisher, try and motivate his team in meetings, I understood why this is a losing organization right now and why he's a losing coach. You know, I was talking to you yesterday about Carson Wentz and Jared Goff and the
Right.
comparison between the two. And I just found out, listening to another podcast called the NFL Podcast.
Yeah! Alert! There are no other podcasts
In the world?
We are the only podcast because we are the ENFLP, the Egyptian National Football League Pass podcast. There is no other podcast
That exists.
that exists.
Okay,
I
feel
second that.
Yes.
I feel like that's controversial.
No, we don't
Is that
talk
slightly-
about that
slightly
here.
fascist
There is
viewpoint?
no other podcast.
Okay, well I found
Period.
out from a source of mine.
Cool.
Okay.
I like that.
The main difference
That's
between
good word.
the main difference between Carson Wentz and Jared Goff coming out was that Carson Wentz was an A-type personality and that Jared Goff was like a laid-back Californian dude, and that appealed to Jeff Fisher, and that's why he drafted him because he was a laid-back California dude. Right. But I have to say though, the Rams do have a really really good defense, and
Right.
that's what won this game. It was a very tight game, obviously.
It's all defense. Only 4 field goals were scored. Whoa. Let's move on to the Atlanta Falcons at Oakland Raiders. What a shootout. Oakland Raiders had to come back again to win this game. They couldn't do it, and that pisses me off. You beat the Saints, you better beat the Falcons. That annoys me.
I think they were just unlucky. The Falcons scored a touchdown off of a ball that hit one of someone's helmet and bounced up. And the Raiders, because they have an amazing attitude, and that's why I love this team, went back and scored a touchdown. At the end of the fourth quarter, most teams like the Bears, whom I support, if they go 2 touchdowns down, it's the end of the fourth quarter, they don't score another touchdown. They just kind of take the loss. But the Raiders, they played with such attitude, with such determination. They went back, they scored the touchdown. But I think they were just unlucky on the day. But they're one of my favorite teams right now.
And that's why we're on their bandwagon.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Card, 299, 3 touchdowms.
Yeah,
I love the way he plays football.
Yeah.
I love the way
I don't think. Is there anyone who doesn't like Derek Carr right now?
He's great.
If there's anyone out there who doesn't like Derek Carr, then that's weird.
It was really
That you should really be worried about yourself. Let's move on to the Jacksonville Jaguars at the San Diego Chargers.
I was surprised by this game.
San Diego Chargers destroying the Jaguars 38-14. Hey, the Chargers, their offense blew up. Rivers, 4 touchdowns. Gordon, their running back, he didn't score a single touchdown as a rookie last year. Now he has 3 touchdowns in 2 games. Good for him. Everyone was talking about him probably being a possible bust, but he is playing strong. Good for him. Bortles, 329 throwing yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. It's tough.
Yeah, step back.
That's tough. The Jaguars can't beat the Chargers. Is there any way Gus Bradley's not going to be fired by the end of the season?
I think he should get fired.
It's over,
It's
right?
time.
What else is there to discover about the Jacksonville Jaguars under Gus Bradley?
I mean, I think it's clear that the GM has put together a good team here.
Yeah,
The problem is the coach.
Yeah.
They gave him all the tools this year.
I mean, this is the Chargers we're talking about. Come on.
I mean, the Chargers tend to keep surprising us, and I don't know why. I was surprised by this game.
The Indianapolis Colts at the Denver Broncos. I said this game wasn't fair. It didn't look fair. Denver Broncos were getting to Andrew Luck all the time. But hey, Andrew Luck, you got to give him credit. Got to give him credit for the amount of plays he did. Hey, he scored a lot of points. He did really well. It was a closer game than it says on paper, okay? Yes, the Denver Broncos rely on tight games. The Indianapolis Colts never gave up. This game should have been completely towards the Denver Broncos dominating the Colts. But Andrew Luck played well. He played really, really well.
I mean, he had 200 yards, a touchdown, a pick. He did Andrew Luck things, and he's a great quarterback.
He did what he could do with the amount of times he was sacked. Von Miller got 3 sacks by himself.
Yeah, and a forced fumble to end the game.
Yeah, so...
And Denver proved yet again that they're the best defense in the league.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed for the Broncos and the Panthers from last year.
It was a tough assignment for Andrew Luck.
Man, if the Broncos and Panthers play again because their defenses are still good, that's going to be annoying. It's going to be annoying. Demaryius Thomas finally has had a good game. His average stats last year and his coming off an injury last week. He had 90 yards receiving. I just hope he gets on those touchdowns. Let's go, Demaryius Thomas. Let's go.
Why do you like him so much?
Dude, this guy was really good. If you look back in 2 years ago, his highlights 2 years ago, when Peyton Manning was in his prime, when Peyton Manning was breaking records, Demaryius Thomas was amazing. Amazing catches. And breaking tackles everywhere. He was a great wide receiver.
He's very fluid for a big guy.
Yeah. So the quarterback transition has been affecting him. And I kind of don't want that to be the reason why he's not performing.
Is he on your fantasy team?
No, he's
No,
not.
he's on mine.
He's on yours?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I benched him this week.
He's bold.
The Green Bay Packers at the Minnesota Vikings. Oh my God, Abdo, were we completely wrong about the Vikings?
Yeah, that's a surprise. I'm surprised. I'm bamboozled.
Because we overlooked their defense. We were only talking about their quarterback
and they
situation.
have a really good defense.
They have an amazing defense.
They have one of the best defenses in the league.
So for us to overlook their quarterback position was the reason why this is happening for us.
Look, I put this down to one thing and one thing only, the reasons why the Vikings won this game. Other than their defense, on offense, Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs is playing like a Hall of Famer.
182 yards and 1 touchdown.
182 yards
and one touchdown. Game. That's amazing.
But if you watch how he runs his routes and how he catches the ball, this guy has such tremendous explosiveness. It's crazy.
Definitely.
He's a really good player. And Sam Bradford didn't shit the bed, so...
No, actually, like, I have to give it to him.
Yeah,
He threw some good balls.
But like, look,
Bradford had 286 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he had a good
No
game.
turnovers.
But he's not very consistent, and we have to see if he's going to do this every week,
There,
or if he's going to start
but
throwing picks.
it's amazing that he did this in the first place.
exactly. And just in 2 weeks' time, he was able to pull this off. There was a really funny moment, though, in the game. Okay? Really, really funny moment. He threw a ball. His hand kind of like scratched the surface of a defensive player or something.
Yeah,
He had a little cut on his hand, and he kind of went to like the sideline. He was like, "Look, I have a
Look,
little,
I have a little
cut on my hand."
I remember this.
And then they were like, "So what? Stay in the game, you know?" So he stayed in the game, finished the drive, but then he had to go back in the locker room to fix the little cut in his hand. So the alpha male thing we were talking about is still true. Like,
my
No,
my biggest-
I didn't say he became a man,
yeah.
but
No.
he played well.
My biggest takeaway in this game was watching him on that interaction, and on a lot of other ones, is that he seems like such like a kid in a candy store.
Right.
He was like coming off the thing, complaining, and like scoring a touchdown. He was just so happy.
Right.
Scoring a touchdown. It was the first time he ever scored.
Yeah.
Like he just seems really just like childish to me.
And that's probably a good thing, you know. He probably got a lot of criticism, so he probably justified it for himself there.
Maybe, yeah.
So good for him.
Like some guy from Egypt is calling him a piece of shit.
What do you think about me now, Abdo?
Yeah.
That's
But
gonna
if anyone
be...
hasn't seen this, just look up Sam Bradford walking to the sideline because it's hilarious.
Right, the Chicago Bears at the Philadelphia Eagles. Hussein, I know you have a lot to say about this game, considering that you are a Bears fan.
Yes, I am. Unfortunately, I am. I mean, look. I don't even know.
Wait, before you continue, I have to mention something.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I have to mention something really important.
Please go ahead. Yeah.
As I said, Hussein, I know you have a lot to talk about this because you're a Bears fan. What was Abdo's reaction to me saying that? Abdo's reaction was to close his eyes and get a little nap. So Abdo was just sitting there sleeping. And not until I said, "Wait a minute, did you wake up? Do you know what we're doing here?"
I know, but he's gonna talk about the Bears, and I don't care.
All right.
I agree with that.
All right, I get
agree
it.
with
So
that.
I'll rest a bit, so I'll come back fresh after he finishes. I really don't care.
Maybe he doesn't want to think about the fact that he just gave you Carson Wentz. Maybe he doesn't want to think about that because that was ridiculous.
I don't know.
Awkward
Yes,
silence.
Abdo did.
In our fantasy league.
In our fantasy league, Abdo did. I just made a trade with Abdo, and I got Carson Wentz for Kirk Cousins.
He's still a rookie. I don't know.
You know
what's
what?
gonna
He
do.
has what I was talking about. Dak Prescott has. He has poise. He makes good decisions. Most rookies don't do that this quickly.
But his first 2 games were not
Yeah, like he
hard.
only had 190 yards and 1 touchdown.
He didn't throw any interceptions because he makes good
Exactly, and that's the thing. That's the upside. That in the first 2 games as a rookie, he's thrown no interceptions, and that's the first time since 1970 that that's happened.
Oh wow.
So maybe that's a really good sign, but I don't know how much that really matters in the long term kind of thing. We'll see what happens.
I'm
with
not
that.
going to talk about the Bears.
And like I took Cousins in return, and I really like Cousins.
Cousins is pretty great.
He's alright. I'm not going to talk too much. I'm not going to talk too
I
much.
have to explain that laugh. I'm sorry. I have to explain the laugh.
Go ahead.
They don't know what's happening in the room. I have to explain the laugh. I know I'm interrupting you.
No, go ahead.
You're
No,
very
please.
eager to talk about the Bears.
No, I fucking hate the Bears, okay?
But-
I don't even know why I support the Bears. Go ahead.
But my door in my room was moving, and Abdo got really scared, and he sat up and looking, and it was just my cat coming in. So it's okay, Abdo. Don't stress out about it.
All right.
The Chicago Bears at the Eagles. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna interrupt you again.
Okay, I'm just going to keep this short. Look, the Bears are a terrible team. They have a really young roster, so maybe they can get better. Jay Cutler was Jay Cutler. But the Eagles surprised me. They have a really, really good defense, and their offense is really, really good. I love their play calling. They had an amazing call on the goal line, a fake jet right, toss left to the running back, which on the goal line you're gonna score with that play. I love that play. I think the head coach is doing a really good job, Bruce Peterson.
But you played against the Browns the first week, and then you play against the Bears the second
It's
week.
an easy schedule.
Easy schedule. We'll see what happens when they play against the harder teams.
Arguably the 2 worst secondaries in the football league,
Yeah.
the National Football League.
And you know what? Jay Cutler got injured. I know. We still need to talk about Jay Cutler getting injured.
Hey, he hurt his thumb. Whatever.
What an unreliable quarterback to have. I know statistically he's been there and he throws good balls.
He just throws good balls. That's all.
But the Bears will never win with Jay Cutler. Okay, you're always gonna have
They'll never
issues.
win. Period.
Boom.
Like draft you throw Matt Forte to the Jets for nothing. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's absurd to get rid of Matt Forte with the season he's been having with the Jets' first 2 games. All right, so that recaps the second week in the NFL.
Oh wow, we're done?
We are done with the second week of the NFL week. We will get to our predictions of week 3 in a very little bit, but before we do that, we are going to talk about Abdo, I don't know what you're doing. I'm just trying to signal something to me while I'm talking, and I have no idea what you're saying.
I'm like spelling Egypt.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah?
I haven't forgotten. You think I've forgotten?
Maybe.
I'm saying before we get to our week 3 predictions, now that Hussein is here, we want to talk a little bit about football in Egypt. Now, I haven't been around it for too long to be able to talk about it in detail.
Yeah.
I've been in and out since 2007.
Yeah.
Mostly out.
Yeah.
Hussein, you've been in it for a really long time.
Not as far back as you, but I've been involved since 2013, so like 3 years.
And you've been fully involved.
Fully involved, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't miss a practice unless I have to. I'm out of the country or I have something to do at work. So no, I've been very committed.
But it's a fact that American football is growing immensely in Egypt.
Yeah.
So many people are being interested. There's so many teams out there.
Yeah.
And there's a federation.
There's a federation.
Can I just say?
You want me to discuss this? Because I'll happily discuss.
I'm not really happy with the federation. It's a federation.
No,
I feel like it should be a league.
No,
a federation is like soccer-y thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Well, see, the thing is, there's a long and storied history in Egypt, and look, because we're in Egypt, everything that we did, it had to be competitive, and people had to be, they had to fight with each other. And now there are 2 separate American football leagues.
Right.
ELF, which is Egyptian League of American Football, and FF, which is Egyptian Federation of American Football. And I just want to say that it is the most Egyptian thing to have a fight with some people, create 2 separate things, and split the community into 2 different areas just because you disagree with each other.
The funny thing about that is the NFL was 2 different leagues to start off with.
I know.
You had the American Football League and the National Football League, and which the National Football League later became the NFC, and the American Football League later became the AFC,
maybe it's how it has
and
to
they
happen.
made a merger, and that's what happens. Conflict has to happen.
It has to happen.
Conflict has to happen. People are going to disagree before they agree. Yeah. It's just human nature.
But the federation part of it is they actually want to become an official federation so they can get funding and they can get bigger events. So they actually want to become an official sport. That's why it's a federation, quote unquote. But I've been
because in Egypt you have to be recognized as a federation.
Exactly.
Right.
But I've been with a team called the Cairo Wolves for 3 years. We've been in both leagues.
Oh!
Go Wolves. We've grown every season. It's great to see.
How many teams are there in the league?
We started out the first year I was there. There were I think either 4 or 5, and now there are 6. I want to say 6 or 7.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
6, 7 teams. That's pretty good.
It's a good amount in Cairo as well.
That's pretty good.
What we have right now is kind of a problem in terms of resources. So you have the college teams, and they have many more players, and they have a bigger budget. So you have GUC, and they're like the best team in Egypt.
The GUC Eagles.
GUC Eagles, yeah. And they're the best team in Egypt because...
That's a better name than
the Cairo Wolves. Thank you, Abdo.
You're saying that in front of 2 Wolves now.
2 Cairo Wolves, yeah. But
it's
look,
the truth.
the GUC Eagles benefit from a pool of thousands of people who come to GUC every year, new students, and they have tryouts. And you have a tryout, you have like 200 people come, and you get to pick all the ones who are amazing. And so they have the biggest depth, and they have really good coaches.
So they get 1,000 people who come to their tryouts, and they take 200?
Yeah, for example.
And then they cut it down, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
So why aren't
the
the other teams taking the rest?
Because
Because I'm sure
It's
you can
exposure.
find gems in the rest.
It's
Maybe
an exposure.
maybe
it's an
you
exposure
see
thing.
things that they don't.
It's two things. It's an exposure thing. It's like not a lot of people in GUC would know or want to join all the other teams. It's a convenience thing too because you don't want to be at GUC and then play in another team outside of GUC. One of the biggest things about college teams as well is the discipline factor because people come to practice because they're already at the university.
Right.
Well, something that community teams like the Colorado Wolves have a problem with is discipline. It's commitment. It's normal people who don't really have to get out of the house and come to practice, choosing to get out of the house and come to practice. But if you're at university and you just had a class and there's practice later, it's just part of your day.
Of course.
So you get people coming to practice much more. One of the things I really want to talk about in terms of playing football and how discipline can increase in terms of the community teams that we're in is a big thing that we're lacking in football is attitude. And attitude is one of the most important determining factors of success in your life and in sports and in coaching and in basically anything you want to do. If it's all about attitude, and under attitude, it's your confidence, your commitment, and the way you approach the game. So if you're an athlete, right? If you're an athlete and you're
That turned into a TED talk.
That's why I'm laughing because he's all of a sudden giving like an inspirational speech, and your face, I'm like, what is going on? All right.
It's kind of like
Okay.
to cut it short. If you're an athlete and you come to play American football, generally athletes have really good attitudes because
Me and Abdo both look at the clock.
Yeah.
No, I get what you're saying. Okay, it's attitude,
Exactly.
and you have to be committed. All right.
Yeah.
But American football, it's a learning process. You know, it takes you a really long time to understand what it means to be an athlete in American football.
And
It's not something that you can just do. You can't just go to a soccer field, kick a ball around, and play football once a week.
I understand.
You have to become a full-time athlete to
Exactly.
do it. And you start
But-
realizing that when
Yeah,
you
yeah.
play. You
Yes.
realize that how much dedication it takes. And not everyone can do that if that's not their full-time
Yes,
job.
but we don't ask people to go to practice. and
Mustafa
ask
got
them-
injured.
I
Playing
understand. Mustafa got injured.
Playing
And
Duck
that's
Duck
true.
Goose.
That's because Mustafa needed to be much bigger. He needed to go to the gym.
Yes.
That's the thing. Like
They're
you
not
play
talking
football-
about me. They're talking about another Mustafa.
another Mustafa. If you play football, you need to have a certain amount of muscle mass to cover your bones.
Yeah.
That'll protect it from injury. You know, like you need to be football ready, basically. What I'm trying to say is that we don't ask people to come to practice that are already athletes necessarily. We just
Right.
want you to come to practice and work hard.
Right.
And some people who aren't athletes think they can just come and have fun and joke around. But no, like you're coming to work hard.
Yeah.
And that's what most people don't understand. And that's what we want. We
But
want people to work hard. We
but
want
that's-
teach
that's
people to
gonna
work
take
hard
time.
on and off the
That's
field.
going to take
And
time.
have the right attitude.
Exactly. On and off the field. Like that's why football is such a great sport. And if you
On and off the field.
and if anyone who plays football will tell you that in America specifically, that football changed their lives. And football changes their lives. Why? Because it improved their attitude towards life. It made them more successful human beings. Because it teaches you to be disciplined to yourself and to your teammates. And that's the main message. Apart from that, it's also very violent and very, very fun to play. But I just hope that the community teams can grow and we can give the college teams some competition next year.
Well, we'll see what happens. We'll cover it, I want to say lightly.
Lightly, yeah?
I don't want this to become about FF podcast. Okay? I don't want it to be the EEFAFP, you know? Like, we'll talk about, we'll bring people in. I already know some people want to come in and talk, and we'll definitely do that. We'll try to bring a lot of people in the
There's some
podcast
really good
and talk
players in
about
Egypt.
what's
There's
happening.
some really good teams. We'll have a lot of people that you can hear from throughout the course of the season.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, let's get back to the NFL, please. We are picking week 3. Do we have the schedule up right now?
We do. Do you want to do like a rapid fire thing where we just go through?
Yes, just like very quick.
Let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up.
Let's
Okay,
get
so
very quick.
I'm gonna do the games, and each of you give me who you think is gonna win the game.
All right,
Okay.
but you can say like a sentence on why.
All right. I'll give you 30 seconds each.
No, just a sentence.
Is this
Okay.
a game show?
Yes.
All right. Thursday night football. Houston Texans at the New England Patriots. I'm taking the Patriots. Mustafa?
That's a hard one.
You said at the Texans.
No, at New England.
At New England. I'm gonna pick the Houston Texans to win this
Me
game
too.
That's-
because I don't think if their rookie plays Brissett, that he will be able to last against those Texans defense, no matter how much Belichick prepares
That's
him.
fair. That's fair.
But if Garoppolo ends up playing, which I don't think he will,
It's you're a rookie and JJ Watt.
it's coming at you.
Yeah. I mean,
That's a nightmare.
It's not just JJ Watt. It's JJ Watt and Jadeveon Clowney and Whitney Merciless and Vince Wilfork.
Yeah. Are you picking the Texans, Abdo?
Yeah, I'm picking.
And you're picking.
I'm picking the Patriots.
So 2 Texans, 1 Patriots.
The Patriots have a way of getting these things done.
All right, let's move on to
Sunday.
the other game.
Arizona Cardinals at the Buffalo Bills.
Arizona Cardinals at the Bills. Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Me too.
Yeah. Do we even need to say anything about that?
No. Oakland Raiders at the Tennessee Titans. Oakland for me.
I
love this team.
I'll go with the Raiders.
I don't think the Titans' offense will keep up with the Raiders' offense, so I'm going to go with the Raiders.
And the Raiders just have this attitude about them. I think they're a winning team this year. Cleveland Browns at Miami Dolphins. Taking the Dolphins.
Whoa. Yeah, I'd take the Dolphins as well. I think Tannehill will win. I think their offense was picking up towards the end against the Patriots. I think they're going to keep it up. I think this is going to be the game that they win.
Cleveland playing another rookie, Cody Kessler, in the game.
Whoa.
And they signed Clipboard Jesus, Chad White something. Whitehurst? Chad Whitehurst.
Yeah.
Who's that?
He was drafted really early, and then he just became a backup.
He's a guitar-playing, long-haired Jesus lookalike who just likes to play quarterback occasionally.
He's just a backup.
Yeah.
And he's not someone you want to start.
Yeah. All right, next game. Baltimore Ravens at Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm going to take the Jaguars to bounce back.
I'm gonna pick the Jaguars. I think that's
Wait. After everything we said today, you guys are picking the Jaguars against the Ravens?
They're due a game.
Who's playing at home here?
The Jags. It's a home game.
I'm picking the Ravens, man. No, the Jaguars. No. I'll be really surprised if the Jaguars win that game.
Because you never know. Like, look, the Ravens secondary isn't all that. And like, if Blake Borders can connect with his receivers and his tight end, they could give him a game.
We'll see.
All right, Detroit.
Abdo, stop playing with the cat. And
Detroit
focus
Lions
on what we're doing.
At the Green Bay Packers. Lions at Packers.
Packers, man.
Detroit Lions at the Green Bay Packers.
I think it. What's his name?
Eddie Lacy?
No, the
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers got a lot of shit last week.
Yeah.
And he's gonna want to redeem himself.
Yeah, I think that as well. Packers win that game
Packers win that game for sure. Denver Broncos at Cincinnati Bengals. That's going to be a nice game.
Ooh, that's a really, really good game.
Really good game.
That might be the game of the week.
Game of the week.
Bengals at Broncos. I'm going to pick the Broncos.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick the Bengals at home.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're a really good team. They're another top 3 roster.
And they've just come up from a loss against the Steelers, so... I don't know. We'll see.
They win their home games usually, Cincinnati.
All right, let's see what's next.
The Minnesota Vikings at the Carolina Panthers. I'm taking the Panthers.
Here's the thing about this game. If the Vikings end up beating the Panthers, then the Vikings are going to win their division and they're going to go to the Super Bowl. All right? If they win this game.
Sam Bradford's not going to the Super Bowl.
No. If the Vikings beat the Panthers, then whoa, what the hell is happening? Okay? I'm picking the Panthers, but the Vikings better not win that game.
They're not going to win the game. It's not going to happen.
Who are you picking, Abdo?
Who do you think they're picking?
The Panthers?
Yeah.
All right. The Washington Native Americans at the New York Giants.
Washington Native Americans.
Very easy, very simple. If you're listening,
Giants.
Washington, that's all you have to change the name to. It's really simple, right?
Or just the Washington R's. Or is that too similar?
Or the Indians.
Why do you need to be Native Indians?
Or is Indians
Why
even
do you need
offensive?
to be?
Is Indians offensive?
Why do you need to be a race?
Exactly.
Why can't you just be anything else?
Washington. Put a big W up there, Washington.
The Washington anything. The Washington
Dancing Wolves.
Dancing with the Washington with Dancing Wolves.
Just Wolves. There's no Wolves team.
Yeah, the Washington Wolves.
Washington
and then that rhymes.
That's WW. That's fucking perfect.
Exactly.
High five right now. High five right
That was
fucking now.
That was an awful high
Alright.
five. Alright, I'm picking the Giants because I'm never going to pick the Washington team to win any game this year. Even though I picked them to win the division.
I'm picking the Giants only because Eli Manning is on my fantasy team.
I'm picking Washington. The Washington Wolves.
The
Washington Wolves.
That's
I'm
how
picking them.
they will be referred to from now on
Alright.
on this podcast.
Cool.
The Los Angeles Rams at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I think the Buccaneers can beat the Rams. Come on.
Really, I mean, like that front seven is something. Like Aaron Donald, James Winston just threw 5, just caused 5 turnovers. Now he's going up against Aaron Donald.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to happen again. And I think the Rams' offense is just as bad as anything, and there's no way they're going to keep up with Jameis Winston. So, Buccaneers.
But it could be another 9-3 game to the Rams.
Hey, if the Rams win, that's a good thing for me because the Buccaneers are with the Saints in the division. So.
All right, I'm going to go with I'm going to go with the Rams' defense to do something against
All
the
right,
Buccaneers.
Abdo, who you got?
The Rams.
Oh. Did we say Los Angeles or did we say St. Louis?
Los Angeles. Right?
Los Angeles.
LA Rams.
I'm just making sure.
All right, the San Francisco 49ers against Seattle Seahawks. I'm taking the Seahawks.
Man, the Seahawks better score. They're not scoring, and it's really bothering me because they have such a good team, and it makes no sense why they're not scoring. I don't understand what's going on with them. They better score against the 49ers. But what if the 49ers win this game?
They're not going to win this game.
But the Seahawks defense is going to suffocate Blaine Gabbert.
They are, yeah.
So there's no reason for them. Man, Seahawks score some touchdowns.
Look, the Seahawks
Come on.
offense always manages to get the ball rolling towards the end of the season, and they take their momentum into the offseason. It's brilliant. Like, at week 10, they start getting really good.
Yeah, so it's fine. It doesn't
It's
matter.
fine. They'll
Whatever,
be fine.
Yeah.
They'll be fine.
Abdu?
I'm going to pick the 49ers.
Ooh,
Blaine Gabbert,
sneaky Abdu pick
Sneaky.
there.
Yeah.
Sneaky Abdu pick.
All right, the New York Jets at the Kansas City Chiefs. I'll take the New York Jets. Fitzmagic.
I'll pick the Chiefs.
Oof. I'm going to pick the Jets and Fitzpatrick and Forte and that
Brandon
offense.
Marshall.
Hey, now they have an offense and a defense now. The Jets are a sneaky good team for the AFC. If they keep up what they did last week against the Bills,
Good coach, too.
hopefully they can beat the big teams.
Hopefully.
Hopefully they can beat the big teams.
The San Diego Chargers at the Indianapolis Colts. I'm going to take Andrew Luck scoring 4 touchdowns for the win.
Wait, what? Who are they
San
playing?
Diego at Indianapolis Colts.
Man, I would never watch that game. I have no
Me
interest in
neither.
watching. that
Andrew
game.
Luck's my fantasy quarterback, so I'm saying 4 TDs for the win.
Abdu, who you got?
I want the Chargers to win.
You want the Chargers to win?
Yeah, I want them to continue their streak because they're such a shitty team.
Yeah.
That
And honestly, the Colts defense is really bad, so they could win.
yeah, the Colts defense.
But are the Colts gonna go 0-3? Are they really gonna go 0-3?
They should.
You think they should?
Yeah.
I mean, I think Andrew Luck is a once in a generation talent, and he's gonna win this game.
You know what? I'm gonna pick the Chargers
All right.
because I think the Colts should go 0-3. That would make sense. That would make sense.
That's what you want to happen.
Yeah.
All right, good. All right, next we have the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Philadelphia Eagles.
The Pittsburgh
Spicy.
Steelers at the Philadelphia
Spicy
Eagles.
game. I'm telling you, I
pick-
like what I saw from the Eagles defense last week. Just gonna throw it out there.
The Eagles are playing at home again, but this is a Pennsylvania rivalry right here.
Yeah.
Both teams play in the same state. They
You got
barely play
Antonio
against each
Brown,
other.
the best wide receiver in football.
This is a really good game to watch because
Really
they
good
barely will play against each other. They play against each other like every 4 years in the regular season, and they're in the same state. This is a really big rivalry.
But
I'm gonna pick the
For our
Steelers.
Egypt listeners, this is gonna be at like 3 a.m. or something. So
I'll still watch it.
yeah, I mean, some of us will watch it.
Everyone should watch it.
Everyone should watch it.
Steelers win.
I pick the Steelers as well.
Win. Actually, no, it's actually at 11:25 p.m. So you can watch that. Steelers win. I picked the Steelers as well. Finally, this one is the 3:30 a.m. game, Sunday Night Football. Chicago Bears at the Dallas Cowboys. I take the Cowboys. No brainer.
Yeah,
Cowboys.
Cowboys. Yeah.
The Bears defense is fucking terrible.
But you know what? Brian Hoyer might surprise us. I really want to
He's
pick
not
the
gonna
Bears.
surprise us. All right.
I really want to pick the Bears.
Dak Prescott is better than any quarterback.
Mesh.
That the Bears have had in the
I'm
last
only
10
picking
years.
the Cowboys because of Dak Prescott,
Amazing.
but I'm really close to picking the Bears in this one, guys.
Their secondary is terrible, and the Cowboys have Des Bryant.
It's only because I like Brian Hoyer.
That's fair.
only
I don't know
reason.
why you would like Brian Hoyer, but last game, Monday Night Football. You're gonna like this one, Muzzy. The Atlanta Falcons at the New Orleans Saints.
Hey, I don't care what the Saints do all year round. We can lose 14 games as long as the 2 games that we win are against the Falcons. Okay?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm okay with going 2-14 every season as long as we beat the Falcons every time.
But you're not.
You're not gonna beat
You're
them.
not
I
gonna
take
beat
the
them.
Falcons for sure. There's no way
Really?
the Saints are gonna win.
Dude, we didn't let in a single offensive touchdown last week away from home. We're playing in the Dome against the Falcons and a 10-year anniversary of the Katrina thing. Are you kidding me? There's no way the Saints are losing this
So
game.
they're gonna let you win.
Can I just say
No.
about
There's
the
no.
Katrina thing?
There's no more motivation that the Saints need to win this game.
You've lost the Katrina.
Just
thing.
like the Rams in Los Angeles. No matter how bad we are winning this game.
I don't think
We are winning this game. No. I'm telling you right now, we are winning this
I
game.
admire your passion. You know what?
I will shave my head bald if we don't win this game.
I'm gonna
I will do it. I'm
gutsy
serious.
gutsy call here.
No, I'm gonna shave my whole head.
Gutsy call.
I'm gonna shake my hand as well.
It's already-
if you win.
Listeners,
Okay.
it's already pretty shaved already, so
they,
they didn't know that, but
they know.
but I'm gonna say that
Because
Mustafa
of my
I'm gonna
picture.
say that Mustafa under the radar already wanted to shave his head, and so this isn't that much of a life risk.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm gonna take the Falcons. I think they have a better team right now.
I'll
And
take-
Matt Ryan's on fire.
So is Drew Brees.
Drew Brees is like crackling fire. Matt Ryan's like on fire.
What? Dude, okay, let's get something straight here, alright? Drew Brees is third most touchdowns in career stats, alright? He's third most throwing yards in career stats. Drew Brees is the third best on paper, and that's a fact, okay?
Okay.
No way are you saying Matt Ryan is better than Drew Brees.
Right now.
No way. No. Until Matt Ryan is playing in the same career year as Drew Brees, then you can compare that. There's absolutely zero comparison between Matt Ryan and Drew Brees. Drew Brees is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. He has amazing amount of records broken. No. You can't do that.
Well, I'll
you
say
can't
that the
do
Falcons' offense.
Drew Brees never gets the respect he deserves. Like Tom Brady does, like Aaron Rodgers does, like Peyton Manning does.
No, he gets the respect.
Come on.
He gets the respect.
Yeah, but you said Matt Ryan's better than Drew
No,
Brees.
I'm not saying he's better than him. I'm saying
That's crazy.
his offense is better right now.
No, dude.
Julio Jones,
The Saints' offense has been a top 3 offense
my bro Mohamed Sanu.
for such a long time. The Falcons have always been in the top 10. The stats are there. The Saints' offense is so much better than the Falcons' offense.
All right, so you take the Saints.
No, it's just facts. It's just facts.
Okay, but you take the Saints from Monday Night Football.
Well, yeah, of course.
And Abdo?
Falcons.
Falcons.
Thanks, guys.
And I take the Falcons too.
I
and
appreciate
that's
it.
the end of our week 3.
We will see. Well, that recaps an hour and 20-minute episode.
Oh wow! No one is gonna listen to all of this.
They should cut it up. I hope they cut it up into like segments.
Maybe they will, yeah.
Like 20 minutes in the shower, 40 minutes in traffic, and then 20 minutes on the way back home.
That's how I do it.
Yeah.
And like
Like if
2 minutes when they're watching porn.
look, honestly, that's really
like we are the porn.
Yeah.
I honestly like longer podcast shows because they last longer. I just do
Right.
them during the day. You know, I have more content for the day.
Well, let's just hope it all goes well. I know listener 123 and listener 234 and listener 345 are hearing this right now. They actually thanked me for mentioning them, and I will continue to mention them because they keep sending me emails.
Right.
All right, Abdo, did you contact listener 345? I gave listener 345 your number. Did you contact? Did you get some contact? Is there a love brewing between you and listener
No,
345?
I think she's shy.
Yeah, she hasn't called you yet.
No.
Listener 345, what are you doing? Call Abdo, he's single.
What are we talking
Get
about?
to it. Come on, what are you up
Who's listener
to?
345? I'm missing something here.
Wow.
You didn't listen to the last podcast.
Oh no. Oh
Did I
no.
not?
Well, let's end on a bombshell.
Yeah.
Hussein didn't even listen to the second podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a lovely treat. My name is Muzzy.
And Mustafa's imitating Jeremy Clarkson.
My name is Muzzy.
I'm Abdo.
I'm Hussein.
And this recaps our 3rd episode. It's been a treat. Thank you. We send you goodbye from the ENFLP. Who that?
I'm not gonna participate in that.
Peace.
You're not gonna say who that?
No.
Can you just say who that? Can we? I'm not gonna end this until everyone says who that. Who that? Okay, no one's saying who that.